Alright, so I'm going to start off by drawing in the axes for my figure. So we have a y and an x. And then I have to figure out what my axes should be labeled. I tell you that the dependent variable is the palisade mesophyll. So we'll write that on the y-axis. And we have units, so don't forget those, micrometers. And then for the independent variable, that is the entire leaf width. And again, don't forget your units. Next, let's look and find what the maximum and minimum values are, so we can put those on our axes. So for the palisade mesophyll, the minimum value will be 25 and the maximum is 150. I'm just going to round down here to 20 so that both the 25 and the 150 end in 10, just so it makes it a little bit easier to count. So we've got, and we want to maximize it, so we want 150 to be up here. And then I kind of just count 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Sometimes I have to erase so that all of these segments should be about the same size, and the value between segments should be the same. So this should equal 10, and this should equal 10, or whatever you decide to break it up into. The other axis, the minimum is 75 and the maximum is 100. So again, I'm just going to round down here to 70. And I want to hit 150, so let's see here. 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50. So you can see that that's not maximizing my space, so we need to do probably smaller units than 10. So let's try 5. 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So that looks much better. A better use of space. Alright, so now we need to put our points on, and because we have two groups, you can, decide for yourself whether or not you're going to do those groups separately or together. I haven't asked you to do them separately, so you can make one line if you wish. Let's go ahead and start with our first row, which is a shade leaf, and the palisade is at 45. And the entire leaf is at 112.5. So I'll go on my y-axis, I'll estimate where 45 is, right in here, and with my finger, I'll draw over to where 112 is. So here's 100, 15, 110, this is 112 in here. So with my fingers, I'll kind of be making this movement, and where those two lines meet is where you will put your first point. So there's my first point at 45 and 112.5, 48 and 111.7. It's just a little bit above that. Okay. 45 and 90. 50 and 110. 25 and 75. 30 and 75. 40 and 100. 150 and 112.5. Those are all the points for the shade. If you do decide that you want to have two different lines, one for each group, somehow distinguish your points. So you could use a circle and an X if you want to. Here I'm changing color. So my first point for the sun leaf is at 118 and 136.36. It's about here. 114.5 and 150. 56.25 and 112. 90 and 120. 58 and 112 point with 100.5. I'm just going to pause the video and put in the rest of those points. Alright, the last thing that we need to put in are the lines, and you know, it's called a best fit line. You're trying to minimize the distance between the line and the points, but I'm trying to draw the one between the yellow one, and look at this one way up here. So I'm gonna try to draw it in the middle there somewhere, like about right here maybe. And then here, we got two up there, one down there, maybe like about there. And so I'm gonna draw my line of best fit. I'll do that for the other group as well. And all of these, there's this big one way up here, and then everyone else is down there. So I'm gonna maybe do something like that for that one. However, if you put all your points together and you're drawing a best fit line, you've got points up at the top, points at the bottom. So it looks like I might kind of draw a best fit line something like this, maybe. Normally you would use a computer program to draw that line for you to minimize, again, the distance between each and every point, so that they're all the smallest distance from that line as possible. Okay, there we go.